Quilt Nation, Quilt Marine here. So we are back with the Joint Forces quilt, and these are the pre-cut triangles that we had to cut out for. It's only some of them, okay? It needed 72 of each color and 216 of the background, and I'm going to use the black in the background because I want this thing to pop out in your face. I want the 3D to really be apparent, and it was a total coin toss in using this because I didn't know how it was going to come out. All right, this is the first time that I've used the digital pattern utility pieces of all the branches in a single quilt. I mean, it can go sideways fast, you know, and we're going to see what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to show you, all right, what happens when we cut. So using, all right, I don't know if you can see that, but see how, all right, let's see if you can see that. All right, now the tip for the flat tip, all right, I'm not preferring that over this. I would have used either one, whichever one was in my hand at the time. I'm going to use it. But the reason why I went with this is to help me stay accurate in putting some of these pieces together. Okay, so what I would have is, say, this tip right here, and I want to match them up. I have a flat tip here, so what I would do is slide it up and make sure that the edges were all aligned. Okay, so when you sew it, when you're stitching it, so when you're stitching it, let's put this on here. All right, so let's make sure this is straight. All right, so then when I put my 1/4 inch seam straight down, it would match up on both sides. Okay, it would match up on both sides, and the 1/4 inch seam would keep the fold. Once you press it open, it would be straight on all sides. Okay, and it makes it easier. Okay, so as I kept going, then I would find a flat tip. There's a tip here, so I would match this with the flat tip. Right, make sure it's aligned. 1/4 inch seam, and then over, and so on and so on. Okay, so that was basically how I kept the strips as it gets longer and longer to stay aligned and straight, so I didn't have wonky edges. I hate that word. Along the edges of the strips. Okay, I wouldn't call it a pro tip. I would call it, you know, a jarhead solution. And that's how I was able to keep some of these strips from getting out of control. Okay, so you're probably wondering what it looks like. All right, so yeah, I was wondering too. So I had to put a sample together, and let's take a look. All right, so that's how it looked. It came out, I thought it came out pretty good. All right, and that's without the background fabric, which is the black, which is going to really accentuate the colors. All right, so Air Force guys, I know you're probably like tearing up right now because the Air Force Tiger Stripe is not on here, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Air Force. Let's move these out of the way. So the Air Force Tiger Stripe, all right, I wasn't gonna put it on the main in the main body of the quilt, but I have a plan. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the Air Force Tiger Stripe shall be my border, or a part of my border. Okay, I'm going to put that on the edges with 3-inch background fabric on either side, and yeah, that's how we're going to do that. All right, that's how they get their introduction. All right, Coast Guard, next time. All right, next time I'll make sure you guys are in on it. All right, Space Force, never gonna happen, not during my lifetime, ever. Okay, all right, so here we go. This is what we're going to work with, and we're going to put this thing together. We're going to put it on the wall. I'm going to show you what it looks like as it comes together on the wall on the next video. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, it's only fabric and it's only thread.